BBC across the Channel Islands.
Across the Channel Islands, Tim and Sydney.
Restrictions and lockdown across the Channel Islands has been difficult on all of us for different reasons.
But for young carers, there are more added pressures.
One thing that still has been able to go ahead is the Guernsey's Youth Commission Group for Young Carers, but in a COVID-safe way.
I'm Thomas, I'm 11.
I'm Eloise, I'm 10 years old.
I'm Jasmine and I'm 11.
I'm Arthur, I'm 12 years old.
I'm Taylor, I'm 12.
My name's Alfred.
And I'm a young carer.
What was it like getting on the computer and seeing each other and still being able to have a catch-up?
It was good, yeah.
It was interesting to do it virtually.
Yeah.
We're so used to seeing each other face to face, and it was quite unusual seeing us on a screen. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it was very different.
Played a couple of quite fun games there.
Normally in face-to-face meetings, we would play like board games and like talk about normally what we've normally done. And then for this one, we couldn't really play like board games all together because we couldn't be in the same household.
I mean, is that sort of like a good break for you? Is it nice that there's other guys out there who are in like the same situation as you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really different.
We started doing it once every month, and now we're starting to do it twice every month. So I think it was the first Thursday of the month when we first started doing it, and now we're doing it the first and the third Thursday, I think. Yeah.
The best bit probably is catching up with friends that are in the same boat as you and then playing games with them.
Yeah, my favourite bit is probably being able to talk to other people that are like going through the same things as us and being able to relate to everything and talk about it. I quite like that.
So the actual definition of a young carer is someone that lives with or helps to care for someone with a disability or mental illness or condition. And it's weird, but it's good that people can rely on you, like your parents, to do things around the house.
I feel like it makes you more mature because you're caring for someone at such a young age. Like when I go to friends' house, people always tell my parents they're so mature and everything. And I think it's because I've had the experience of caring for someone and having responsibility.
My brother is blind, so I have to help him quite a lot. And it's really hard for my mum to like watch my brother and watch my sister. So I care for my brother and help him.
When lockdown hit in Guernsey, did that change a lot of your like daily routines and how you care for those individuals in your house?
It was very different because we went to the dance festival, so we had to just stay in isolation. And it's very different from last time because at our old house, we had a very small garden, and then this time we have a really big garden.
It's quite hard because in the morning, my brother, he gets on a bus really early, so I have to get up super early and like help my mum.
Well, it's a lot harder than in lockdown than when we were going to school, because when we were going to school, we would still think about it while we were at school about whoever we care for at home, but we had a little bit of time off at school as well. And when it's in lockdown, we're always with the person that we're caring for. So it's a lot harder because we're doing more chores than usual because we would used to be going to school. And yeah.
Can I just add, Arthur also helped grammar school start setting up a young carers group as well.
I think we've got maybe 4 or 5 people that have come in from grammar school into the group, which would be at like break times while we're at school. So yeah, it's been good.
Thomas, Eloise, Jasmine, Arthur, Taylor and Evelyn, all young carers in Guernsey speaking there. So inspiring, aren't they? We're going to hear some more from them after this.
Tim and Sydney.
We've been hearing from Thomas, Eloise, Jasmine, Arthur, Taylor and Evelyn, who are all young carers in Guernsey.
Before the island went into lockdown, they met up in person to play games, chat and meet others in the same situation.
So I didn't know anyone when I first started, but on my first week, I found out that Thomas was going to go to the same secondary school as me. So we got to meet before going to secondary school, which was quite nice.
On the first session I went, it was just me and Arthur, and I'd known Arthur from Scouts before, but yeah, from the young carers group, it's definitely made me and Arthur closer friends.
Evelyn's mum here. Am I right in thinking, Evelyn, that you really liked meeting people who have been where you've been and know what it's like to be 9 and a young carer, and so it's been nice chatting to people in the group and getting to know them, and you might be the smallest one there, but you are quite good at beating them all when you're playing various games. You're good at the football game, aren't you? You've enjoyed the groups out and you really look forward every 2 weeks to going.
If you could teach people one thing about what you do as a young carer, what would you want other people to know?
I'd want them to know what we go through daily and what it feels like to be looking after someone. Sometimes it can be a nice feeling, it gives you pride knowing that you're helping to look after another person.
I would want them to know how hard it is to have a sibling or a family member who is different, and then they can feel how it is to go through helping other people and how tiring it can be sometimes.
I would like people to know that it's a nice feeling, but sometimes it's harder than you think, but it's a feeling that it's like something that people don't really understand if you don't tell them properly. But some people don't really know how much you're going through.
Quite the same as everyone else's, but just for everyone to know how much that we're all going through and stuff, and just so they be that nice, better, talk to us and stuff.
I think a lot of people are saying, I want people to know that it is hard, but just them being a little bit nicer and talking to us a little bit more helps a lot. Just having someone to be able to talk to and just get our minds off things.
A lot of people say that, that's fine, I do chores around the house as well, I just clean my room and stuff. But we do a lot more than that. And people just say, oh yeah, I do chores, I tidy the room, I put the washing away. But we're doing those 50 steps ahead of them, we're doing a lot more than what they're doing.
I've heard people say it's not that big of a deal, but I understand where they're coming from, but they haven't gone through what we have. And I think it's a bit weird for them to judge what it's like before going through it themselves.
I have to cook sometimes, and people just say I do that nearly every day, but I do it to help my brother and my mum and everyone in the house.
I have heard some people say oh, that's a shame, I wouldn't want to be in your situation doing what you're doing. It's very helpful to speak to other people in the same situation, because then they'll understand what's happening.
It's extremely helpful because when I talk to Thomas and everyone else here, I know that they're going through pretty much the exact same things I am. So they know what I'm talking about to them and everything.
Thank you so much to Thomas, Eloise, Jasmine, Arthur, Taylor and Evelyn, all young carers in Guernsey, for letting us tag along to their meeting. It's the Guernsey Youth Commission's group for young carers. What an incredible job they do. So inspiring. Every single one of them.
so glad that they can carry on meeting each other, even if it is sort of over the computer. I think, as we heard, it's really important that these guys can get together and just take a little bit of a break together, play some games.
And Evelyn just can keep schooling everyone at FIFA by the sounds of
Yeah.
things. BBC Music introducing track on the way. This now is George.